Hello, church. That's you, by the way, the people of God. Now, all throughout the New Testament, Jesus and the apostles refer to the people of God as the church. And that word is instructive for us today. The Greek word ekklesia, from which we get the word church, is a compound word of ek, which means out of, and kaleo, which means called. So very literally, the word church means a called out group of people. This last week, as part of phase one of the reopening of the state of Massachusetts, Governor Baker gave the green light for people to open up their places of worship. Now, mind you, this came with a huge laundry list of restrictions that would amount to an in-church experience that would look nothing like what we call corporate worship. No singing, no sharing, no communion. We'd have to stay away from each other. But I want to challenge you at this time to consider the idea that the last thing we need right now is to go back into the church building. Not only because we believe that it would possess a public health risk, but moreover because the church building at 315 Whitwell Street in Quincy is not who we are. The church is not a building, the church is you. So many of you have been asking me if we're planning to begin meeting in church again this Sunday or next. The answer is no. In fact, I'm sorry to say that it might be much longer than that. But we don't need to experience that fact as something that keeps us from being the church. Rather, we can experience this moment as one that allows us to be the church in a way that we should have been for hundreds of years. We are a called out group of people, not a called in group of people. The coronavirus has forced the church out of the building. Good. Let's seize the opportunity. I've always said the church is not four walls and a roof. Now we have the chance to prove it. We don't know what the future holds, but it could be that as restrictions ease, maybe the most natural place for us to be together is not in the church building in large groups of people, but in each other's homes in smaller groups of people. I want you to keep that in mind because the Spirit of God may be prompting some of you to open up your homes, not just to people in our church community, but to your neighbors as well. Only time will tell. In the meantime, we can be the called out community that Christ has made us to be, even from our homes. Here are a few ways how. First, we're going to continue producing weekly content and sharing it on our Facebook and Instagram pages. Now, we haven't been great about this in the past, but the reality of this present moment is forcing us to do so. And as we share content, you can help us by sharing it with others. We will try to make bite-sized pieces of content, not long sermons, and you can join us in this effort simply by passing along what we create for you. Secondly, continue to join us for our live Sunday premieres on YouTube. You can also invite others to these services as well. Don't think those invitations work? Well, think again. Several friends and family members have participated in our weekly services because they received a simple invitation. Think about your social circles. Pray about those people and consider who God might be putting in your hearts to invite. Third, Pastor Cindy and I are putting together some basic instructions on how you can share your story with those here in our church family. Video has become the new medium for life sharing. Now, most of us have recording devices right on our phones. The tools of evangelism and community building are right in your pocket. Let's put them to use for the kingdom of God. Not everyone's going to want to share their story. I understand that, but we encourage you to think about it. Strongly consider saying yes to this initiative. Lastly, there are several ways that you can be the church by serving the least of these. And we encourage you to visit our website or fill out the form that we have at highrockquincy.org/I-can-help. The church has left the building, and maybe that's for the best. Let's not get called out of the bonds of one building only to isolate the church again in our own homes. No, let's get out there with every tool at our disposal. We won't be meeting at 315 Whitwell for a while. It's okay. Stay healthy and stay engaged. The good news is this, that A loving king named Jesus has come into this world to rescue and restore all that is broken, including diseases. And the rescue of Jesus is far-reaching, even to death itself. This good news is right here in our possession. Instead of holding on to it, let's continue to act, continue to share, and continue to love together. If you have any questions about this or anything else, you can reach out to me or one of our pastors. You can find our contact info online at highrockquincy.org/staff. Church, the opportunity is here. Let's seize it.